There's photos of Nancy Pelosi with JFK.
That was before Israel didn't kill him.
You think so?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why are they...
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. With Sketchy Times, you mean the same company, that company Palantir, that was doing all that crazy stuff in Gaza, in Gaza, and they were like, you know, running all the drones and stuff like this.
Okay, so you mean like facial recognition data?
Right.
Do they have that capability with drones, where they could just zoom around? Listen.
Okay. So
you're right. However, China's making drones.
But maybe it's fine.
Have you gotten any invites to any bunkers?
No, they're not.
Do you think you'd feel differently if you did?
I don't know. I
know you've had invites to do interesting things.
I've had invites to Teal, and I've said no because I think, you know, he'd probably sit me down and go, listen to me, you fat fuck. You're going to shut your mouth.
Timdillon turned down a Peter Thiel dinner. Good, smart, correct. Because let's talk about Peter Thiel for a second. Let's actually talk about him. Because Joe sure won't. Peter Thiel is a man who appeared in Jeffrey Epstein's contact book. He's in the flight logs. He moved in the same circles, attended the same gatherings, rubbed shoulders with the same crowd of billionaires and politicians and tech guys who all apparently just really enjoyed hanging around a convicted sex trafficker for the networking opportunities. Just couldn't get enough of the guy. Fascinating conversationalist. Great island. This is also a man who, in 2009, wrote publicly, in his own words, on record, that he no longer believes freedom and democracy are compatible. He published that in an essay, put his name on it, decided democracy was the problem, and then proceeded to spend the next 15 years funding politicians, buying influence, and quietly shaping the government he publicly said he didn't believe in. Which is one way to do it, I suppose. His company, Palantir, which he co-founded and which makes him obscenely rich, provides the data infrastructure and targeting systems being used in Gaza right now. As we sit here, that's not a conspiracy, that's a government contract. It's on their website. He has given formal academic lecture series about the Antichrist. Not as a bit. As a serious intellectual exercise, Peter Thiel has sat down and talked at length about the Antichrist, and according to Kurt Metzger, which we will absolutely get to, he lies with an ease and fluency that is genuinely impressive. Artlessly and artistically, Kurt's words. The man can look you in the eye and say whatever the room needs to hear. That is who is cooking dinner. That is whose table you are being invited to sit at. That is the house with the warm lighting and the good wine and the very interesting conversation about whether humanity should survive. Timdillon figured out exactly what the invite is for. The moment you accept it, the moment you sit down, eat the food, let the man top up your glass. You can't say a word about him the next morning. You've broken bread. You're in the circle. Tim named that mechanism out loud. Said no. On principle. Joerogan's response to Tim explaining all of this? Yeah, Theovon's going through the exact same thing. Not fair play, Tim. Not, yeah, I've thought about that. Not, that's a good point, and I should probably reflect on some choices I've made. Just immediate, seamless redirect to Theo's mental health. Theo's the problem. Theo's spiraling. Classic slow Joe. Anytime someone in his orbit sees something clearly, it gets reclassified as a wellness issue. Can't be a real observation, must be the antidepressants. Which is very funny, because Joe is about to tell you he's been to Peter Thiel's house.
Yeah, Theovon's going through the exact same thing. And last time I was on the podcast, he was explaining it to me. And it freaks me out because he had a Netflix taping, and it didn't go well. It was like they shelved it. They never used it. And there was all these stories from people that were there saying he bombed. I think he just had a kind of a breakdown.
It's just like, what is going... I don't know, man.
We got to get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing your fucking marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
Just chill out at the mothership tonight. And then he goes down these spirals where he starts talking about world events and freaking out. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I got to help this dude.
That's a journey I'm on. You know, I'm on antidepressants, and I want to get off them.
Is it an SSRI?
Yeah. So it basically just kind of it's for a chemical imbalance, you know. But like the best work that I did to combat my depression and anxiety and stuff was microdosing, mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like being on antidepressants and them telling you like, well, don't just stop taking them all at once, or, you could have seizures and shit. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to be, like, enslaved by a drug, by a pharmaceutical drug, Yeah,
Theovon's going through the exact same thing. And last time I was on the podcast, he was explaining it to me. And it freaks me out because he had a Netflix taping, and it didn't go well. It was like they shelved it. They never used it. And you know, there was all these stories from people that were there saying he bombed. I think he just had a kind of a breakdown. And when he was talking to the crowd, and there's a video of it, where he said, you know, the people were shaking, hey, we still love you. He goes, thank you. Look, I'm trying not to take my own life. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I've known too many people that I didn't think were going to kill themselves and then did. And then he goes down these spirals where he starts talking about world events and freaking out. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I got to help this dude. And so I send him things about people getting off of them.
Theovon was in a rough patch. Netflix special shelved. Something going on personally. The man was clearly struggling with something. And Joerogan's prescription. Get off your antidepressants and come hang out at the mothership. That's the treatment plan. If you're freaking out about what's happening in the world, if you're scared, if things feel wrong, that's a big pharma problem, not a reality problem. The mothership will sort you out, son. This is what Joe does with anyone in his orbit who starts seeing things clearly. He doesn't engage with what they're actually saying. He medicalizes it and redirects them to his club. The beautiful thing is that Joe later apologized for this. Quietly. Months later. Admitted he went too far with the antidepressants comments. He knew Theo wasn't wrong. He just couldn't say that in the room. And you might be wondering, why not? Why can't Joerogan, who will push back on anyone, say one honest thing about Israel or Palantir or Peter Thiel in front of his own mates?
One of my goals is to get off of antidepressants completely, man. I want to feel how I'm supposed to feel so I can have thoughts and actions that like make me feel connected to the world. That shit makes you feel dead, man.
You're addicted to them.
Yeah. And so that's one of my goals is, and I noticed like, for me, I've been taking like methyl blue. I've been doing some things like, and I'm working with a doctor to help me, but I'm going to get there and I'm just going to start to take the power back of myself more.
They say that exercise is like many times greater in its effect.
It's all just a cat and mouse game. People are like, we'll elect the Democrats next time. It's like, but it's all the same shit has been happening forever. They haven't been helping anybody forever. They're letting politicians slip on kids. All of our money goes to Israel and they're using it to fucking genocide people. It's like everybody is scared out of their wits right now. It's like Satan is amongst us and our religious leaders are fucking talking about bullshit at the poll. It's just like, what is going? I don't know, man.
We got to get you off those antidepressants, son. You're losing your fucking marbles.
You think I am?
Come hang out with us. Just chill out.
I'm here.
Just chill out at the mothership tonight.
I do have to pee in a little while, but
you can pee.
I'm gonna pee in a minute, man.
We'll let you.
But no, people are just scared, dude. This is shit that I hear from people.
They won't let you pee until you give them your guns.
Really?
That's how they're doing it now. The humans are on the way out.
Dude,
I know a lot of people hate it when Peter Thiel says it. Like, Peter Thiel is a terrible person. He's evil. Do
you think he is?
No. I think he's just telling you the truth. I think he's, when they said, do you think human beings should survive? And he had like this long pause.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And then the interviewer was like, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You think human beings should, which is not how you're supposed to do an interview. Well, at least not how I do it. If you ask me the same question, is it important that humans survive? Okay. Is it important that Australopithecus survived? It's not. Is it important that Neanderthal survived? It's not currently not important. Is it important that humans stay in this form? It's not. It's not going to be. If we're going to evolve to something way better than this, how many people go, I miss the old days when you could lie and you couldn't read minds and people were a lot more rapey. No one's going to say that. No one's going to, I miss the wars. I miss stealing and credit card fraud. I miss the good old days of a rigged stock market.
When the Jets won.
Yeah. No. No one's going to say that. They're going to move on to what's next. So Peter Thiel's right. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that being a person isn't important to me. There's photos of Nancy Pelosi with JFK.
That was before Israel didn't kill him.
You think so?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
How much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why were they...
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. With sketchy times, I mean the same company, that company Palantir that was doing all that crazy stuff in Gaza, in Gaza, and they were like, running all the drones and stuff like this.
Okay, so you mean like facial recognition data?
Right.
Do they have that capability with drones, where they could just zoom around? Listen.
Okay. So
you're right. However, China's making drones. People have always done that, also to stay in power.
Oh yeah.
And even Bill Clinton said that about Netanyahu. Bill Clinton said Netanyahu wants war so he could stay in power.
For sure, dude. People call him the yarmulke Hitler. That's what they call him.
Who are these people?
Everybody does.
Which people?
Countless.
Come on, people?
Huh?
What are you saying?
What do you mean people? You talking about
What are you talking about,
black
dog?
folks? What
no.
are you saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Let's not draw conclusions.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Did you see that? Peter Thiel, a billionaire who paused when asked whether human beings should survive, who was given multiple lecture series on the Antichrist, says we're all going to merge into the machine. Joe goes, I think he's just telling you the truth. Theovon, Joe's mate, the guy he said he loves and wants to help, says our money's going to Israel. People are scared out of their minds. Something is deeply wrong. Joe goes, I don't know what you're saying. Let's just not draw conclusions. Peter Thiel, absolutely crystal clear. Theovon, speaks no known language. Joerogan will bend over backwards to understand a man who paused before answering whether humans deserve to exist. He'll call that truth-telling. He'll defend it. He'll go home and think about it. But Theo raises something real in the same room and Joe suddenly forgets English. Funny how that works. Joe knows Tim turned down the Thiel dinner. He just sat here and agreed it's probably a capture strategy. He nodded along. He said, most likely. So explain to me how he also went to the house.
But maybe it's fine.
Have you gotten any invites to any bunkers?
No, they're not.
Do you think you'd feel differently if you did?
I don't know. I
know
wonder.
you've had invites to do interesting things.
I've had invites to Thiel, and I've said no because I think, he'd probably sit me down and go, listen to me, you fat fuck. You're going to shut your mouth. Like real old school, like waspy.
Didn't you get invited to have lunch or something or dinner with Peter?
Yes, I said no.
Did you?
I said no. I'm a little wary of that circle of people, and I'm not saying there's anything inherently evil about them because obviously there's people in there. I don't know that I want to go to a dinner with someone who's going to talk endlessly about the Antichrist.
But yet you'll go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, of course.
And perform.
Of course.
I've been to Peter's house twice.
Yeah.
I went once with dinner with Eric Weinstein. I forget who else. And then the second time he brought me in because they were going to have lunch with Eric von Daniken.
Oh, the guy, the Chariots of the Gods.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in. And I know so much about that.
Yeah.
So I was asking him all these questions.
I'm sure he's a very nice guy. Like Peter Thiel. People
He is a
that
nice
know
guy.
him
I've
go,
had
he's
him
a
on the
nice guy.
podcast.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I get invited to a lot of dinners and a lot of things. And what I try to do is I try to say to myself, I need to be able to criticize people and make fun of them.
Right.
So, it felt like really weird to go to this guy's house and then on him the next day.
Do you think that's part of the strategy of inviting you to go to places?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most
I think so,
likely.
too.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't work because I can't shut my mouth. I can't shut my mouth.
Is predicting it.
I get the feeling when you see a lot of these tech guys start adopting Christianity.
How about Peter Thiel's like that whole Antichrist thing?
Yeah, he does
Like,
that whole
what?
thing.
What is he doing? He gave a fucking lecture on the Antichrist.
Gives a bunch of lectures on the Antichrist. He's fascinated with it, and a lot of those guys are moving into this interesting area of this is God wants this. It's all of these worlds existing together, where you have this world of people who are trying to build a God, and the world of people who already believe in a God, and trying to get all of those people in the same tent. That's interesting.
It is.
Imagine
if that's where God comes from. If this is a natural process where human beings and their curiosity and insatiable need for technological innovation.
But then what happens once we get God? Like let's say we bring this God in, then what happens?
Nirvana.
Nirvana?
Yeah, we all merge. It becomes perfect.
Interesting.
Just
So we all
sign up.
merge and that's
Yeah,
perfect?
it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're all going to merge with the machine.
Interesting. Because people do believe that.
I mean, they're talking about religious intolerance. They're lighting children on fire in Gaza. Their technology is being used for all of this stuff. It's very interesting to talk about religion and then build death machines.
Timdillon, ladies and gentlemen. I need to be able to criticize people and make fun of them, so it felt really weird to go to this guy's house and then on them the next day. That is the whole video in one sentence. Tim understood the game, said no, and kept his mouth. Joe understood the game, nodded, and then admitted he's been to the house twice. First time for dinner with Eric Weinstein. Second time because von Daniken, the ancient aliens guy, was coming over and Joe loves that stuff. Fair enough, mate, I get it. But you went, you sat down, you ate the food, twice. And now when Theo, the mate you said you were going to help, the guy you told to get off his antidepressants, raises Palantir in Gaza, and where all the money is going, you literally say, I don't know what you're saying. You know exactly what he's saying, Joe. You just can't say it back. Because Tim was right. That's what the dinner does. Joe obviously does not get that and walks along like the good little Shabbos goy he is.
And then they have AI, which Elon just recently said is going to be like 1,000,000 times smarter than the smartest human that's ever lived.
Right.
Like, this is the goal. The goal is to create literally a digital god. And it's going to be controlled by not us, not the collective human race. It's going to be controlled by a select few group of people. And that's weird. Like, and we're just trusting them.
Well, that's why you're not getting a vote on immigration levels. You're not going to get a vote on, I think the reality is that eventually they're going to go, do you want safe streets? Do you want food? Do you want a little bit of money? You got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to believe X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And I mean, that seems to be coming.
And it seems like if you put people in a corner and you get them scared, this is what we learned during COVID. Like, they will back down.
The AI stuff, which is very interesting, is starting to, I think it might, I don't know how quickly it will do this, but I do think it's going to lessen some of the cultural divides. And I think it's going to potentially unite people because I think it's going to be, the next fight seems to be about surveillance, privacy, your own rights, what rights you'll have. Like, I feel like that will be, it might take precedent instead of like these cultural fights that people have been having for a while. It might be like people might be demanding autonomy, from artificial intelligence.
Peter Thiel, I watched you talk to Peter Thiel. I've never seen someone lie so artlessly and autistically in my life.
What did he lie about?
Oh, dude, I'm going to put this out about Epstein Island. Maybe just some guys were cheating on their wives. Yeah, maybe that's all it was, Peter. Some guys were cheating on their wives.
See, the thing is, he's a gay guy, and he's not interested in going to that island, so he's probably on the outs. And allegedly, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he supposedly ever
that's
went.
not the only game in town.
Oh, I'm sure there's gay blackmail, but you can't when a guy's single and gay, like, what are you going to get on him? That he fucks other guys?
Tim has told Joe the same thing 3 different ways in this video. First, Thiel's dinner invite is a capture strategy designed to buy silence through hospitality. He named it. He said no. Second, these tech guys are talking about building God while their technology runs targeting systems in Gaza. That is, quote, very interesting. Tim's words, delivered with the face of a man who cannot believe what he's hearing. Third, the AI surveillance state ends with, do you want food? Then believe what we tell you. Tim described the whole mechanism. He's been right about everything. Joe's response every single time, Nirvana. We all merge. Don't worry about it. This is the man who had a show called Joerogan Questions Everything. He questions everything except the people whose food he's eaten. 2 dinners at the house, and Slow Joe turns into a guy who doesn't understand English anymore. Theo saw it, Tim saw it, Kurt Metzger saw it, and now you've seen it. Well, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.